Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Sage Business Cloud Accounting Software online lecture series. Last session, we have completed up to regional settings. Today, we will start from customer and supplier settings. Okay. Now, last session, we have completed a few customers, suppliers, and inventory items. Now, from this customer and supplier settings, you can do following settings. Now, first one, when one, duplicate customer reference used on customer invoices. Okay. Now, you can create customer invoices from the system. And when you are creating customer invoices, you can enter customer reference. Okay. You can create customer invoices from customers, transactions, customer tax invoices, click add a tax invoice. Now here you can enter customer reference. Okay, customer reference may be customer purchase order number or any other document number. So you can enter, if customer send a purchase order, you can enter that customer purchase order number in customer reference. So now this setting says warn when duplicate customer reference used on customer invoices. Now you can enter customer reference here. If you enter duplicate same reference number again for this customer, system will pop up a message. Okay. Warn when duplicate customer reference used on customer invoices. If you enter same customer reference again for the same customer, system will display a warning message. Okay, then you can check whether that customer reference correct or not. Then you can change it to correct reference number. Then second one, warn when duplicate supplier invoice number used on supplier invoices. Now you can create supplier invoices from the system. Go to suppliers, transactions, supplier invoices. Next, click add supplier invoice. Here, under supplier invoice number, you can enter supplier invoice number. Now, if you enter same supplier invoice number again for this supplier, system will warn or system will pop up a message. Okay, warn when duplicate supplier invoice number used on supplier invoice. If you enter same invoice number again for the same supplier, system will display a warning message. And if you untick this option, system will not display any warning message. Okay, we will check this. Now we have entered customer invoices. We'll enter one reference number, and we will save. Okay, now for this invoice, customer reference is PO0001. We will create another invoice for same customer. we'll start from beginning. We'll create PO03. We'll copy this. Okay, now previous invoice also I changed that customer reference to this PO001. For this invoice also I used this customer invoice reference number, same customer reference PO001. Now when you are saving this, system will display a warning message. The customer reference entered in this document has already been used for this customer. Do you want to continue? So you can check that customer reference number again and whether that number is correct or not. So if it is incorrect, you can change the number. So this from these warning messages, you can minimize your user errors. Okay. Again, we'll go to supplier invoice. We'll copy this. Now PW0010. We'll save. Then system will display warning message. The supplier invoice number entered in this document has already been used for this supplier. Do you want to continue? So you can check this number again, and if it is incorrect, you can change the number and save. Okay, from first two settings, you can get a warning message with if it is if your users enter duplicate customer reference number or supplier invoice number. Next, display inactive customers for selection when processing. Now, after you create customers, if you are discontinue with that customers, now sometimes sometimes that customers will not pay within due dates, or they may have outstanding balance, and if that customer is not profitable customer, you may inactive that customer. So your administrator can inactive those customers, and when your users enter any transactions for that customer, system will not display that inactivated customers if you tick this. Okay. If you tick this, display system will display inactive customers. If you untick, system will not display inactivated customers. Okay, so now you can inactivated customers from here. If you untick this option, that customer is inactivated customer, and from these settings, if you untick this, display inactive customers for selection when processing. So if you untick this tick box, that means system will not display inactivated customers. Okay, now this customer is an inactivated customer. Inactivated. We will enter transaction. This is our customer list. That A01 customer is inactivated. We have unticked this option. You will go to invoice, customer, transactions, tax invoices. Click add a tax invoice. Now, if you click this customer drop down menu, you cannot see A01. Okay, now this is inactivated customer. That customer not in the drop down menu. Okay, that means display we don't want to display inactivated customers. Okay, next, fourth one, display inactive suppliers for selection when processing. Now sometimes after you purchase goods from particular supplier, you will realize that supplier's items is expensive than other suppliers, so you will decide to inactive that supplier. So if you don't want to display those inactivated suppliers when processing transaction, such as enter purchase order or supplier invoice, you can untick this option. After that, those suppliers will not display when processing transactions. So we will go to supplier list. Now we have a supplier. We will enter transaction for that supplier. Go to suppliers, transactions, supplier purchase orders, add purchase order. Now here you can see that a supplier not in the list. That means we have set don't display that inactivated suppliers. If you want to display, you can take these options. Okay. Right. Next, display inactive customers for selection on reports. Now, if you want to display that inactivated customers in the reports, you can tick this option. Then those customers transactions will display in the reports. Okay. Now we have customer that is A01. When you go to reports, go to customers, reports, you check sales by customer. Now you can see that A01 customer available in the customer reports. Same way, display inactive supplier for selection on reports. So if you want to display that inactivated suppliers in the reports, you can tick this option. Then when you generate supplier reports, go to suppliers, reports, purchases by supplier. This drop down menu, that inactivated supplier available. Okay. Right. Next, use inclusive processing on customer supplier document by default. Now, if you tick this option, when you are enter transaction, system will display inclusive amounts. Now, when you enter transactions, go to customer tax invoices, add a tax invoice. You can see system will use exclusive amounts. system will display exclusive price. Now, if you tick this option, system will display inclusive price, that is with VAT amount will display. If you untick, system will display prices without VAT tax amount, that means exclusive price will display. Right, next setting is use account as default document line type selection. Now when you are invoicing, there are few types available. If you click here, you can see item, account, time, bundle. Okay, if you click this type button, you can see item, account, time, bundle. Now this setting says use account as default document line type selection. Use account as default document line type selection. If you tick this option, when you enter transaction, system will display account as default type. Now here we have untick this option, therefore system will display item as default document line. If you tick this option, system will display account as default item line item. Now if you select item, you can select your inventory items. If you select account, you can select your GL account. Right, now you can take few minutes and you can check these settings. You can change your customer and supplier active and inactive, and you can enter few transaction and check whether if you enter duplicate number, whether that warning message display. Those settings you can check now. Okay, please practice enter by a few transactions.